one of the biggest headlines that are cutting across all the dailies. Now, joining me for that is Vivian Tart, my immediate right, political commentator, and as well as none other than Governor for West Pokot, Honorable John Lonyangapo. Thank you for joining us. Lady and gentlemen, well-balanced panel here. Let's take a look at the headlines. We start off with the Standard. Now, the headline today is the big debate on new learning system. It's no secret. This is a developing story, and there has been a bit of friction between the ministry as well as NAT, and they're dividing it and taking a look at the issues. So we are having on the side of NAT saying there was no public participation. The two-day training is not enough. They're saying we should adopt outcome-based education and not a competency-based education. While the ministry, on the other hand, says we have evidence to show we engage all stakeholders, and teachers all over the world are not trained to deliver specific curriculum. The short training we are doing is enough. Now, I'll start with you, Bana Governor. I want to know what you feel about the education system now, what is being proposed, and that friction between the two parties.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to join you this morning.
Yeah.
And I'm honored and privileged to sit with my student.
Wow. You've come full circle.
I was a principal from the year 2002
wonderful.
to 2007 in Moi University Jepkoilel campus.
Mm-hmm. So
you can see, yeah. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
First of all, I want to put a very serious remark here that this debate we are introducing on the new school learning system should be something that should have been discussed long time ago before it came to the public.
Right.
You can see now it has been narrowed to two camps, the teacher and the implementer, the ministry, which should not be the case.
Yeah.
When I'm seeing unionists here and I'm seeing the minister here, where are the people behind this? Where are the professors? Where are the development of the curriculum and all and so on? Maho had just went in the other day as the CS, and suddenly this thing has erupted. My take is we are playing with our learning system in Kenya. We look like we are on the run. We are going to exit out of this world.
Yes.
Why is the curriculum being rolled out after 5 or 10 years and we change to something else as though whatever we introduced was not new? I would have preferred that any system that is already in place should be made perfect. You don't discredit it the way we are trying to introduce
here. It's being rushed?
It's being rushed. Yeah. And incidentally, Soshon seems to have a point. Yeah. And I support him.
Yeah. Yes. Because you have a background in academia, so you would know. Do you think OBE, the outcome-based education, is similar to competency-based education, because NAT also has an issue with those two? Because the ministry says it's the same thing, outcome-based curriculum as well as the curriculum-based, competency-based curriculum. Are they the same thing?
And that's why I'm saying whether they are the same thing or not, you can call it anything.
Yes.
But at the grassroots level, the county director of education,
right,
and we have 47 such directors.
Yes. And
below to the last point in the zone, do those people even know anything?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, but now it has become a two-man show seated in Nairobi, very far away from reality. So to me, this is like there's a game going on here, which should be brought to a standstill by first of all asking ourselves, what gain do we have by shifting quickly to this? And you saw that they started experimenting in some class 1 to class 3. Then they stopped it. So, and the kids are a bit confused.
Right. Now, Mr., what do you feel about this story?
I think it's being politicized too much, and probably some people may be using it for political mileage. You know, education is one of the very key things in a lot of public participation forums. Majority of the people who attend, apart from healthcare and water, education is one of the other most discussed subjects. So it's very, 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 very crucial to have an education system that works, an education system that's in line with how how the dynamism of life is moving. Like as the economy grows, as we continue to evolve and innovate, education needs to be in tandem because it supports all the other sectors.
Right.
So we should avoid the politics around it and actually think about the children, you know, in the classrooms and what they stand to benefit. And like Governor said, it really shouldn't be about, I don't think there's a big difference between outcome-based and competency-based curriculums. What we need is a system that works, a system that churns out graduates and you know, who can work and be integrated into the economy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, speaking of education, on The Nation, we're taking a look at the same subject, education, and teachers reject NEMIS student number system. Now, they're telling us that the students' registration process includes learners presenting their birth certificates, and unique student number is issued, and the national data, and it's fed into the national database. Now, when you see this, the government project to capture the details of every student has run into strong headwinds, and because of missed capitation funds. What do you feel about it, Bwana Governor?
You can see there are so many programs and shift policies introduced by the same ministry at one go.
Yes.
One hits a rock, before you solve it, another one comes. This you call it what? It's not even
NEMIS.
NEMIS.
Yeah.
Became a problem early this year when students were being placed in Form 1 in Class 8. There are places in this republic where a child to have a birth certificate is like a nightmare.
Yeah.
This Kenya. So when you are sitting here and trying to introduce a policy and you know whatever you're asking for is not uniform everywhere, you should be asking yourself many questions to this extent. That the people who give the certificates, what is the challenge? That's the other ministry. So Ministry of Education should not work alone. Should have been able to work as government so that all the other policy documents that are required are available for every kid. So to me, we seem to be rushing things in the ministry too much.
What is it about these ministries when one CS is introduced, they do a sort of introduction of new policies, and when another comes and they come with their own new sort of reforms, and then it seems like they're all being packed and then pushed upon the schools. Do you feel like there's a problem with that?
Yes, a serious problem. Because if it's a government policy, it should be digested and brought and analyzed by the committee of the PSS. Before it goes to the cabinet. And every cabinet minister must abide and know anything about a law or a legislation or a policy that is being generated from the other ministry. Because you can be swapped in a minute to another ministry. So this should be something that is thoroughly understood, thoroughly digested, and owned by government. And government is not the president, is not the deputy president. The government is a system. If the system doesn't know and then they come embarrassing themselves the way we are now seeing here, it is not good.
Minister, what do you feel about this development? NEMIS is being rejected. You have the other one on the other side facing strong winds. What do you feel about this one?
My take is that there should be harmony in government. Okay, so now we're talking about having a different sort of registration for students. We've not even finished the Huduma number, which is also another form of registration, and it also includes it also includes school age going children. We've seen children queuing, in uniform to get registered under Huduma number. Why is it so difficult to just synchronize the two so that it's done once and for all? We're not saying it's not important to have a record or a database of school going children so that you can plan and allocate resources effectively, but let's have some harmony. Because this looks very reactionary. Every CS that comes on board, wants to be seen to be maybe innovative or different. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's already a system in place. Just improve it, and then work in harmony together with other state, departments, so that we avoid repetition and misuse of, funds.
Yeah, because the talk is that these systems, these databases are going to be digital. So if they are digital, then it should be easy to get, even with the census that is ongoing. That's another form of registration. So if we could just find a way of fusing them digitally, I think that would be really good.